the narrative around the game is been kind of crazy for me looking at it from the back side today. Yesterday, a lot of praise for Man United. Today, more actually, no, we smashed them statistically. 24 hours later, how are you feeling about it, Jess?
I think, I do think Man United played really good in that game. I said that on the post match. I thought it was they gave us a really good game, and you know they pushed us all the way to the end. We really had to kind of like dig deep and have that mentality and get that third goal. But I do think that there's like a small element of like, for me, just a little bit of disappointment where I do feel like we're maybe not getting enough credit for being pretty dominant in that second half. As good as Man United were in the first half, I do think that we were pretty comfortable and I don't think Man United really posed that much of a threat in the second half. So it was a little bit like, okay, I get it was the score line was close, but our Arsenal played really well and we had a good mentality. And a lot of the questions that keep being answered or asked were answering. And so, yeah, I get why some Arsenal fans were, a little bit disappointed because the narrative is that it was like this, it was so close. And like, yes, it was on the score line. But I do think that towards like the 60th minute, it started to become pretty much Arsenal coming down one-way traffic and Man United kind of batting down the hatches. I saw a lot of Man United pundits and stuff kind of saying that towards the end it was just kind of like go for the draw. And so I didn't hear that being said. Like it was mostly just like it was like this nail biter and it was so even. I don't necessarily feel like it was that way, but either way, we got the 3 points. We did what we needed to do, and we were the better team, and I think we deserved 3 points. And yeah, but Man United fans have tons of things to be positive about. I won't renege on that and take that away because I do think it's true.
I think, Terry, more people are just saying the scoreline was a little flattering based off of if you look at the underlying numbers. I get people saying that, but football is not played on numbers, right? We see teams that have almost like barely any XG still get 2 or 3 goals in a game. So that is I think the main thing people are both talking about. But for me, going back to the game, I felt like, as just said, we just constantly keep breaking narratives. It was come February, Man City are going to be back above you. Come the World Cup, we weren't going to be here. After a couple games, we didn't play anybody. We beat Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham, and it's like, oh well, they're still not that good this season, so it doesn't really matter. But now it's just like, what's the next narrative that people are going to put in front of us that we can beat? Because it's like this Arsenal team is legit, and I don't know when people are going to realize that we are the real deal, and what we're doing this season is on the cusp of trying to get that Premier League. And once we get it, then maybe people will be like, you know what, we got to give them credit. Because I don't think until we actually go over the line and we win the Premier League trophy, there's going to be people who are still going to be questioning this team up until that point. And it's fair. We are supposed to do it's on us and our team to continue to face adversity, face criticism, face everything, and get over that line. And until we get over that line, I want them to continue to throw pelters because it's just going to make us a better team. And shout out to Zinchenko and Man City for giving us Zinchenko, because this guy is the antithesis of this team and the leadership that we have in this team. He actually came in and first thing he said to the team is, forget about top 3, top 4. We're trying to go for the Premier League. They laughed at him, he said, and now they actually believe it. And it's like, that is what I want. That is what I want from my team. The winning mentality is coming through, and you guys can see it for that with that last minute winner.
I hear what you're saying there about the narratives. We'll come back to the game later because we've kind of gone into the Arsenal narrative now. Rivals. Do you think Arsenal should get or deserve more credit from us as rivals? Because I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans want that. They're like, well, why are we still not getting enough credit, enough plaudits? Why are we continue to being written off? Like from your Carefree Lewis, you're a Chelsea fan and no love lost there. Do you feel it's wrong that the rivals are not praising Arsenal more for what they're doing this season?
No, because I think Arsenal are being praised. Like, I don't think anyone's trying to take away from what Arteta's done, how the squad's playing game in and game out. I think there is a genuine respect for the way Arsenal play and the consistency that they've shown. Whether they can do it on a 38-game basis is still a question mark. And that's probably still going to be a question mark for the next month or two. But I don't know. It all depends on what they're asking for. If you're asking whether we think Arsenal are on a title charge or contenders, that all depends on the perspective. But I think overall, Arsenal definitely are getting respect now. You can't look at Arsenal and think, oh, these are the same bottle jobs from last season or 2 or 3 years ago. No, this looks like a completely different Arsenal side. Every game that Arsenal played, there's about 4 or 5 players that could easily be considered man of the match. And that's a sign of a very, very good team when you can't figure out who's the best one out of the lot. But the question is, can they do it over 38 games? They don't look like they're going to drop off anytime soon. I think the last little question mark is going to be when they play Man City on the 15th. If they go and they get a result against Man City, even I'm not going to try and say anything by that point. By that point, I could consider Arsenal as title contenders. But I understand the reservation. It's still the first season where Arsenal have been at this level, where they have been competing and at the top for this long. When we've seen Man City come back from 8-point gaps, 10-point gaps, 11-point gaps numerous times, I wouldn't blame people for still thinking City could come back, but there is an acknowledgement now that Arsenal are a serious football side, and I don't think any rival fans saying differently now.
They just keep finding a way. They just keep finding a way, and that's the biggest praise you can give them, because that's what every great team that wins stuff is always given the big credit for. They've always found a way to get the right results this season. And that, like you said, doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. The players, they're all bought into the system. If Saka doesn't turn up, Martinelli or Nketiah, everyone thought that when Jesus was gone, Nketiah would be, that would be the start of the downfall. He stepped up into the role. That Arsenal team has just come together at the right time. And people will try and discredit them because, Liverpool, Chelsea, they've not been at that level. City haven't been that dominant best that they've been for years gone by. Credit to Arsenal for capitalising on it. Credit to Arsenal for being in the position to capitalise on it. And even if let's say City and Liverpool were at their dominant best, Arsenal would still be right up there. Their point total would still have them right up there. So no, can't discredit them in the slightest.
And even if they don't win the league, they're still going to get respect from a lot of rival fans. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, you've bottled it now. So no, fair play. You've gone a lot further to first place than I even expected.
I don't think
I don't know about that though, Lewis. Because for me, there's a comment here I want to put up. It says, Terry, you're asking the wrong question. We don't need recognition from our rival fans. We just don't want these false narratives that analysts build about us. I would say this. I know for a fact that about Arsenal fans say this to me, that they want rivals praise and they want more recognition from them. So you may not want, but some Arsenal fans do. But I will temper it with saying this. I know I've praised Arsenal this year, so it's not on me. But I remember Liverpool winning the Premier League for the first time ever, first league title in 27 years. And we were all sitting on the stream, and half the chat and most of the panel were laughing at them, saying, yeah, but you said it was going to be an invincible season. You said it was going to be an invincible treble. Arsenal fans that are young and don't remember winning, even when you win, people are going to look for caveats. Some will say, yeah, only because City, Liverpool and Chelsea fell off that you did it, as an example. The same as if next year Man United win the league, it'll be discredited with, yeah, but you spent money. Man United have a midfielder and a winger who collectively have around 20 league titles, 4 Champions Leagues, more FA Cups, most decorated footballers in English football history. And rivals have created a narrative that both Scholes and Giggs were average footballers. And the reason I use that as an example is rivals will praise you a little bit, but they will always look, if they can, to shoot you down. And you've just got to, to a degree, learn that that's part and parcel of football. You're never going to get the best of both worlds. And the irony in it is, if your reaction to it is, well, I'm going to shit on their good things as well, expect the cycle just to continue. And that's the way it's going to go. So I think, right, again, for me, I agree with you, Luke. I have seen a lot of rivals. I was sort of looking today on what people say, but people are also very insular as well. And there'll be they'll kind of, in a tweet that's like a paragraph, there might be a line in it that says, oh, we did well against the best team in the league. But the rest of the tweet is about Man United. I still think that's because United fans are always going to look at things from a United perspective. The same as a Gal will always look at something from an Arsenal perspective. And I think that's relatively normal for all of us. But the pundits, I do agree with. Like, Kaz, do you feel like the Talk Sports and the Gary Nevilles of this world are still being a little bit disrespectful to Arsenal?
Richard Keys.
And I'll do it tomorrow. I'll be the same tomorrow. I don't care. I hate Arsenal. I don't want to give them no praise until I want to, innit? Right now, you lot have go giving them praise. Now I've ran out of juice. I want to praise them. Well done. You won yesterday. Good luck. Don't bottle it now. That's what I'm going to say on them. And that's me being salty. And rightfully so. I will be, and I will continue to be, and always will be, because I do not like that fan base at all.
Fair enough.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm Terry. I don't know if you've seen this, but there was a United contingent. I don't know if there's a big group of them, but a small contingent of them that were saying you guys got robbed. That was offside.
But again,
And-
Wait, did you say Richard Keys? Oh, forget that, man.
Yeah, listen, I saw a guy tweet. I think it was United Ellis or someone like that put it out, and like my response to those accounts saying we were robbed and whatever. Listen, I said it yesterday during the game. Arsenal were the better team. We faded, especially in the second half of the first half. We faded massively, and that was due to, we're 6 months into a rebuild. We're against a team that are 3 years in, and we're against a team at home who are the best team in the country. We had some players missing. We haven't quite got everything together how we want to have it yet. Overall, I was happy. But then I did read something. There's two things that annoyed me. Was one, seeing United fans not take the defeat graciously and say, Arsenal were the better team. Proud of what we're doing. This whole we got robbed thing, offside goals, this nonsense is embarrassing. But you have to understand why people tweet that. It's like about 80% of your tweets are Gal. 80% of your tweets are not exactly what you think, but you're like, this is banter or it'll go viral. It's a bit of fun, right? You're not actually sitting there thinking those things every day. How do I know that? I'm a content creator as well. And you're like, okay, well, this is what I think.
No, Gal actually thinks them things. Don't worry. Trust me.
No one does. No one does. 100%. When you make TikToks, you do it in a way that it's like going to be a bit quirky. You can take the mick out of people. That's what those accounts are doing. I don't understand how we take tweets from non-real people, not fake people, but someone that isn't showing their face and showing their real name. Why would you ever pay it any attention? There's an Arsenal account called Arsenal Jonas Arsenal, and all he does is say Man United are crap. He don't bother me. I don't know who he is. He won't show his face. You know what I mean? He's a legal name ain't on show. Like, it's not a thing for me, like, personally. The other thing that annoyed me was Man United fans in the build-up talking so much chess, like we were going to come to Arsenal and smash him. For me, you're one of the biggest reasons we lost, because I believe in fate. And when you give it Billy Big Bollocks, when you're the underdog, expect to lose. Be like the amount of people I've seen today, I got sent clips. Oh, I think we'll smash them. We'll take them on. I'm like, I know people say, you got to back your club. There's backing your club and then there's being delusional. And for me, a lot of these people just showing a lot of people do this. They show their asses. So when it goes wrong, everyone, I'm going to go watch their channel. I'm going to go to their Twitter account because they said they were going to win. It's just so set up. You knew you were going to lose, but you pretended like you were going to win. So
I disagree.
After losing. I don't disagree.
I disagree because I thought we could have went. I thought we could have went to the Emirates and nicked something. Honestly, I thought we could have nicked something.
But that's fair.
Listen to my language. I said that. I said, I'll take them. Yeah, we'll go there. We can take them. We're better than them. So listen, the language is very key. I said we could nick it. But in the last 5, what if we could have got a counter attack and scored in the last 5 minutes and won the game? That could have happened. But the notion we were going to go there, dominate the ball for 90 minutes, be the better team, and definitely beat them. Anyone who said that's a fucking liar. They don't believe. No one believes it.
There's people out here. Their whole brand is to hate on Arsenal. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, they built a brand of hating on Arsenal, so they're going to continue to do it. That's how they do their thing. And you know what? Credit to you. You get the followers off it. I rate that.
Yeah, but Gal, let's not play devil. Let's play devil advocate, man. You also have this thing where you also hate the next fan base, Chelsea fan base, and so forth and so forth. We all do it, bro. Let's not act like this because you're on the high horse with Arsenal at the moment. We do it, bro. You done it last season. You got called out for it bare times, bro. Come on, man. It comes with the territory, though. Just don't try to put your hand. Don't try to play like you're an angel right now, man. We all do it, bro.
Don't do that. First things first. I'll come on here. I'll credit certain people when they deserve it, and I'll make jokes about them when they deserve it. I'm not gonna continuously build a brand off of hating on one specific team, even when they're doing well. I've come on here numerous times, and I've credited Tottenham even when they were doing relatively good. And I've made fun of them.
Yeah, but you also post hella anti-Chelsea tweets just for the likes. That's fine. I do the same thing. Like 2020 Arsenal slander was cash money. I understand it, bro.
It's all right, man. It's not an Arsenal agenda. It's what
by the way, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it. My point is, I don't take them. I join in with those tweets. I've quote tweeted and like things that Lewis has said, but it's the people that take them seriously. That's the weird bit for me.
Oh, yeah, United Ellis and all that. Yeah, of course.
That's strange. When it's a real person, like Jason Burt is their name, and they're putting out an opinion. I take it a bit more seriously because you're really putting it out there. When someone's a content creator or they're looking to go viral, I kind of get it. But one thing I did see this weekend is the Arsenal Man United rivalry is back with a vengeance. I've seen like some of the stuff I've seen, some of the tweets I've had back just for saying I'm happy, I'm proud of my team is mad. Like some of the stuff that doesn't even need to be said. But I did want to ask another question though, because I got called embarrassing today.
What?
Because I got called embarrassing today because I basically put out a few tweets and said a few things about like congratulations to Arsenal, but I'm proud of the progression of Man United and what we're doing. And a lot of Arsenal fans have sort of said to me like, yeah, I thought Arsenal were pretty good, same as Jess has done. But it's now kind of been called by some people like embarrassing that I'm happy to accept like a participation certificate and stuff like that in terms of being happy with United's progression.